This is Shuttle Launch Control from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The countdown for the launch of Atlantis on Space Shuttle mission STS-71 is continuing on schedule today. Launch of Atlantis today will mark a number of historic milestones involving U.S. activities in space, including the 100th U.S. human space launch dating back to Alan Shepard's 15-minute flight 34 years ago. Work at launchpad 39A, as well as operations here in firing room 1 of the Launch Control Center, is continuing. This is our second launch attempt in the past 4 days. The launch of Atlantis was scrubbed on Saturday due to severe weather at KSC. Our weather today looks a whole lot better. In fact, overnight weather forecasters doubled our chances of being able to launch today. Currently, we're showing a 60% chance of being able to launch on time. Situated in Atlantis payload bay is the orbiter docking system, which will allow Atlantis to dock for the first time with the Mir space station. Also in the payload bay is the Spacelab long module, which is connected by tunnel to the docking system in the orbiter's crew compartment. Atlantis will carry into orbit a 7-member crew consisting of 5 U.S. astronauts and 2 Russian cosmonauts, which are designated as the Space Station Mir 19 crew. The 2 Mir 19 crewmen will remain on the Russian-made space station, changing places with the Mir 18 crew, who will return to Earth aboard Atlantis. The Mir 18 crew, which also includes astronaut Dr. Norman Thagard, has been aboard Mir since March the 16th. This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding. And we have live TV of our 7 crew members who will fly aboard Atlantis today, beginning with Commander Robert Hoot Gibson, who will be on his 5th space shuttle flight. He is the former chief of the astronaut office just prior to taking this command position for this most significant flight, STS-71, which will dock for the first time with the Russian Mir space station. Gibson is being joined by his pilot and his mission specialists, as well as the 2 cosmonauts who will fly aboard Atlantis today. They are being joined by mission specialists Ellen Baker. She is on her 3rd flight, and she is the payload commander for STS-71. She has prime responsibility for the Spacelab that is situated in Atlantis payload bay. This looks like our mission specialist, Greg Harbaugh, and it's difficult to distinguish them sometimes in their helmets and suit, but he is responsible for the orbiter docking system, which is also in Atlantis payload bay. Next we have one of our 2 cosmonauts who will be flying on board today. This is Nikolai Budarin, who is on his 1st space flight. Mission specialist Bonnie Dunbar is preparing for her 4th flight. She trained in Star City in Russia as the backup to astronaut Dr. Norman Thagard, who is currently aboard Mir. She trained in Star City in Russia as the backup to astronaut Dr. Norman Thagard, who is currently aboard Mir, and she would have been aboard the Mir space station at this time if there had been any reason to not permit Dr. Thagard to fly. Of course, he has been on board for the past 3 months, and now she's going to go and greet him and assist in the process to bring him back. Our 2nd cosmonaut who will be flying aboard the Space Shuttle Atlantis today is Anatoly Solovyev. He is on his 4th flight into space, this of course being his 1st space shuttle launch, and he is the commander for the Mir 19 crew. The Mir 19 crew, of course, consisting of himself and Budarin. This is Shuttle Launch Control at T-minus 3 hours and holding, and we have live pictures of our 7-person crew who are going to be flying today aboard Space Shuttle Atlantis. They are departing their crew quarters on the 3rd floor of the Operations and Checkout Building in KSC's industrial area, entering the elevator along with other astronaut support personnel, Dave Leestma, John Casper, the weather coordinator, as well as some of the crew for Atlantis, again, are approaching the pad surface, climbing the 50-foot inclination as they make their way in the astronaut van to the base elevators of the fixed service structure. They will then climb to the 195-foot level, where the orbiter access arm then will allow them to ingress the vehicle at the point of the crew module. The orbiter seating arrangement for the ascent will be Commander Gibson and Pilot Precourt on the flight deck, joined by Mission Specialists Ellen Baker and Greg Harbaugh. And then on the middeck, we will have seated Mission Specialist Bonnie Dunbar, as well as our 2 cosmonauts who will be flying aboard today, Solovyev and Budarin.
Let's just go for orbiter access arm retract.
And retraction of the orbiter access arm is now moving.
OTC PLT APU pre-starts complete with 3 glow technics.
Cessation.
Standing by for the gaseous oxygen vent hood to be slowly retracted from the top of the external tank.
Clear caution and warning memory. Verify no unexpected errors.
Okay, caution and warning memory is clear, no unexpected errors.
Copy.
Everything looks good for launch today as Atlantis begins its 10-day odyssey to dock with Russia's Mir space station, the 100th human U.S. launch in U.S. history.
And flight crew, this is OTC. Close and lock your visors. Initiate O2 flow. Godspeed on the 100th U.S. manned mission in space.
Flight crew copies, visors in O2. Thanks for the great help.
Let's just go for ET LH2 pressurization.
T-minus 20. 15. 12.
10.
T-minus 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. We have 3 main engines up and running. 2, 1, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Atlantis on a mission that will herald a new day of international cooperation in space.
Houston now controlling.
Houston, Anatoly, Atlantis in the roll.
Roger, roll, Atlantis. Atlantis is completing a roll maneuver as the vehicle turns into a heads-down position, on course for a 161 nautical mile orbit and rendezvous with Space Station Mir. SRB separation is confirmed aboard the orbiter. Atlantis is downrange from the launch site 32 nautical miles. Altitude is 170,000 feet.
All vents open. Copy vents.
T0, FRB ignition.
Liftoff confirmed.
Copy liftoff confirmed.
Houston, Anatoly, Atlantis in the roll.
Roger, roll, Atlantis. Like I didn't see the roll. Copy, roll. Throttle up, 3 at 104. Go at throttle up.
Atlantis, Houston, go at throttle up.
Flight final.
Roger, go at throttle up.
Slightly depressed as expected. Copy, slightly depressed as expected.
Roger, press the MECO.
Single engine Zaragoza 104.
Atlantis, Houston, single engine Zaragoza 104.
Roger, single engine Zaragoza 104. And Kurt, if you're ready, we'll give you AC bus sensor activation.
Eagle,
We're ready.
we're ready.
Atlantis, we are ready.
GPS,
I'd like to get a go for the BFS MECO +5.
you have a go.
Copy.
Flight Max. Max. Good cooling on all three. We'll go for the shutdown DTO for the Ascent checklist. Go for APU hydraulic shutdown for the check. Fido, you copy. I'd like to give an update on OMS 2 within the next couple of minutes. Satisfied. We're working it.